Alex, also you mentioned about this startup who register a company, but most of business owner or this young startup, they probably do not know what are the structure and what type of corporation they need to register, whether it's a sole proprietor, they are Sendirian Berhad, they are LLP, they are Berhad, all these are choices. Yeah. How do you advise them and which one they should start with?
Well, when we do consultative sales, we try to understand. Something is very clear, right? Someone is not ready for Sendirian
Because
Berhad.
there are different costs involved, right? So if
Correct,
they choose a
correct.
one, they might need to have a high maintenance.
Correct. So let's come like somebody calls you, hey, I want to start a business, but like I want to. So we ask what business you want to say. I want to sell kueh lah at the roadside. Then you know, like this guy, Sendirian Berhad may not be the most suitable, because sometimes you can feel it like he's not ready, because we also don't want them to get shot. Hey, why every year I have to pay 4,000, 5,000 to maintain, right? So now the cost is one factor as well. Let's say you are a startup, you know you got a great idea, and you just want to, but the idea is not tested out. You want to start it, right? But not much capital. So maybe LLP is suitable. If you have partners, right? If you want to go sole prop, we will advise you on the disadvantages also. But it's also a very suitable vehicle, right? Sole prop is very easy to start, very easy to maintain. You can test it out for a couple of months. LLP is also suitable. We have partners. It also depends on the things that you want to do. So you want to start out, and you if you can afford like 3,000 or 4,000 per year, including COSEC, tax and audit, and you think your idea can go long term, then we will recommend Sendirian Berhad. And especially more so if your kind of business require you to get certain licenses, then maybe you want to get Sendirian Berhad on site, because the license attached to your business. If you attach it to LP or sole prop, later when you grow big, you want to switch, you cannot switch one. You have to reapply again. So if you have many licenses, maybe Sendirian Berhad is a good idea, because we have an example. Someone do sole prop last time. They get a nursing home under the sole prop. Now he has difficulty, want to sell, because sole prop you cannot transfer ownership. It's sole prop. There's no share for me to transfer. So, and another problem is I cannot switch the business license. And also within the local council, they already stopped issuing the nursing home quota, right? So he the new person who wants to take over so that he can exit. So he cannot exit now, right? Because it's stuck with his name, and I cannot apply. So all these things we will advise them when they started out, from the capital's perspective, from the whether your industry or business requires you to have licenses. We will tell you this might happen, and then take into account whether your idea is very, very new, or how many partners you have. If like we know that, okay, this guy pretty seasoned, he know what he's doing, and you have the capital, you can set aside 4K, 5K a year, not a problem at all. By all means, go for Sendirian Berhad. It's still the best choice. Yeah. Unless you stop saying that I have an investment, a group of us want to invest, then yeah, maybe LLP is suitable. Like if you do ECF, then LLP is suitable as an investment holding company, holding structure. Right.
Ever since you mentioned about this ECF, so I think I started because we are ECF company, and also there's a lot of people are coming to do funding, which will require to bring in a lot of investor. So right now, I think average in this ECF under my starter, there's more than 100, more than 160, maximum even 500 investor into this company. Can you briefly let this audience know also how can this 500 people inject into this Sendirian Berhad, and also involve so many of them, and how this signature take place, because they're worried, right? So with so many coming in, just signing is a problem. And also so many people coming into Sendirian Berhad, it looks like very messy, right? So, and how this works?
Yeah, so very common, right? Sendirian Berhad, especially startup, they want to raise money, they start to have investor, and especially equity crowdfunding means crowd a lot, like you said, up to 500. So Sendirian Berhad unable to have so many shareholders. By law, you can only have 50%, right, inside. So, you cannot have, say, I establish another 10 Sendirian Berhad, then the hold onto it, and then it's very costly, right? 4-5K every year for nothing, right? Because you're not running a business, you're just holding some shares. So, like I mentioned, like LP is very suitable because it can hold unlimited partners inside, right? Your so-called your shareholder all part under an LLP. So just one LLP, and the LLP can hold shares in your Sendirian Berhad, whatever percentage may be lah. And then through legal agreements, everyone would know how much they are apportioned for. Because inside LP, you can also put your capital allocation, right? So this person allocate this much, this person allocate this much. So LP is a very good way and is very affordable because you don't even need to do audit. So you save on that one, and maintenance is very simple as well. You just need a compliance officer, any professional or even one of the partners can be the compliance officer. Basically, just to maintain the Sendirian Berhad, if there's a change in partnership or change in address, for example, personal details, the compliance officer will just need to update it in the LLP platform provided by SSM, right? So yeah, LLP is a fantastic vehicle.
Yeah. So this one without the digital core set services, like just how you mentioned about e-signature. So I think it's almost like mission impossible to get 500 people to sign.
Yeah.
So it will take years just to look for them. And now COVID, you can't even visit them, right? So with this e-signature, how long will it take to finish? Let's say 150 e-signature. How many days to complete this exercise?
Well, technically, once we shoot it out, everyone can sign immediately. So the bottleneck is always waiting for the other party, your shareholder. But the good thing is it has auto reminder, and we know who has not signed. So we don't need to knock on everyone's like, hey, have you signed? Can you correct it back or whatever? So there no need to do that. So we only just need to follow up those who have not signed. So technically, it can be quite immediate one. Like today, I shoot up, you see, you sign. So it's not on a COSEC side or whoever that's administrating the agreement to cause the bottleneck. It's always like receiving end, but it's definitely much faster than if you have to print out and then correct it out. Either you wait for someone to scan back or correct it back, because most likely it's very difficult. So a business owner sometimes they take their sweet time and all that. So one person can hold up a lot of the rest of the process.
Delay.
Right? Delay. But I mentioned that the other benefit is we actually know who has not signed, so we just need to follow up.
I think with this pandemic,
sorry, how do you deal with those who are still not able to use the facilities? For example, out of 150, maybe there are some very old school which they don't even have a smartphone. How do you help in this case?
Okay, the technology is such where it works on email, it works on mobile phone. If really you cannot, then no choice. We have to print it out, correct to you. You can sign. You can
still paper options to those who.
There is paper option. Yeah. Either way. But I don't see how nowadays. I think the pandemic also is
force everybody to
everyone because of My Sejahtera. Now you have to have a smartphone at least, somehow with data. So very likely even the older generations, they now have smartphones. So that's very doable. It's very doable.